I didn't know anything about the sport. I'd never heard of it before. I just knew it was a bunch of chicks that got to beat the crap out of each other on skates, and I was like, oh, that's right up my alley.
When I was a kid, I watched it, like that 80s kind of fake wrestling type roller derby. So I knew about it and I loved it.
I read that it had been this revival.
My best friend, who is Lois Slane on the Secretaries of Hate, Mel, you've got to see this. You've got to do this. So she joined and then I joined.
I work at an elementary school, and one of the teachers in my school was actually on the league before I was. And she just kept coming to me and said, you would be good at it, you should try it. And I said, oh, no, I don't have time. You know, I have so much in my life right now. But then I came and watched a practice, and here I was the next week.
I was changing the newspaper in a snake cage, and I started reading the articles instead of doing what I was supposed to be doing. And it was an article about roller derby. It was about Speedy Gonzales.
A coworker who played poker with the husband of a roller girl.
People know it's coming back. They just don't know that it's as close as it is. My name is from Velvet Goldmine, which is a David Bowie song, and it's also the title of a movie. And I love David Bowie, and it just came to me one day.
I wanted to be the sauerkraut, but it was already taken, which was really bizarre. So I was watching Beer Fest one day, and the guy called another guy a Deutschbag, and I'm like, that's it, that's perfect.
I had a former boyfriend who used to refer to skanky girls, I guess, as she's got a little whiskey tango in her, which is it's a military call sign euphemism for white trash. So I thought, that's perfect.
And I was trying to come up with a name, and it's so hard coming up with a name because you really have to fall in love with it, and it's going to be your name, your derby name, so it's got to just really work.
I was thinking about Sister Grimm because the fairy tales and being an elementary school teacher, but then I thought, am I really Grimm? No. So I can't do that one. Kimono Dragon was just something that came while I was doing a Google search.
My name, honestly, I really don't remember the history. I just remember being at a bar, having a couple of drinks, discussing horrible, raunchy things, and we come up with Trampon out of it. So.
Different players have different moves.
I actually had two moves named after me. One is a juggernaut, and basically it's a J block to the chest instead of the side. And the other one is the pink petunia, and that's when somebody's riding up behind me, popping up and hitting them with my shoulder.
My signature move.
It's probably falling down. But hopefully sometimes another girl from another team falls down at the same time.
Right before a bout with my team, I start getting pumped up, you know. Drink a caffeinated beverage or 5.
I don't wash my pads.
I have to clean my wheels. I have to check my bearings. I have to change my shoelaces.
I don't change any of my equipment.
I have to get a haircut.
I don't clean my bearings. I don't clean my wheels.
I have to get my eyebrows done. I did that today.
And I eat Pop-Tarts. There's something about Pop-Tarts that I think is a little bit on the magical side.
And I lay out all my clothes and select my booty shorts.
Each team has 4 blockers and 1 jammer, and the blockers line up. As soon as all of the blockers pass the pivot line, then the jammers get released, and they have to make their way through the pack, and then they come back around. And when they come back around and meet the pack again, they get a point for each opposing player they pass.
If I step out of bounds, but I'm behind a blocker, is that a minor? Where do I have to get back in the pack? Like, there's just so many little things.
The hardest thing for me is probably the 20-foot rule. Your instinct is to chase the jammer out of the pack. And once you do that, you're so intent on getting that jammer.
You can't grab our chin straps, each other's chin straps.
I don't find headbutting to be too much of a problem.
Back blocking is when you touch the person in front of you if they're not on your team, even if it's accidental. You're going and they slow down and you touch them, you get a penalty.
There are times when I'm like, I'm too old for this, but I think it's all worth it. It's all worth it.
It's fun, like, in the middle of the jam when, like, you knock someone down and the whole crowd's like, oh, and you can hear it and you're like, yeah.
This is awesome.
I think a lot of people judge it before they know anything about it.
I love it. It's my life.
It's a lot of fun. It's a great way to stay in shape, and everyone should do it.